Good morning, Holy Angels, scholars, and families. This is our virtual morning assembly for Thursday, May 21st. Scholars, please take a moment to pull out your Neguza Saba and read through those principles. As we have done every Thursday for the past 2 months on our virtual morning assemblies, we're going to hear today's gospel reading and talk about the message that we hear in that. And today is actually a really special day in our church's liturgical calendar. Today is the Ascension of Jesus. Let's rewind a little bit. If we remember back to February, we began the season of Lent, and Lent began with Ash Wednesday. And that was 40 days of preparing our hearts for Easter. We focus on prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. You probably gave up some stuff. Maybe you gave up video games or too much TV, or maybe you said that you were going to try and do really nice things for others, right? So that season of Lent was us preparing ourselves for the resurrection. Then we celebrated Easter. If you recall Holy Week, where we remembered the Last Supper on Holy Thursday, Jesus' death on Good Friday, and then the great day of the resurrection, Easter Sunday, when Jesus rose from the dead. Well, since then, we've actually been in the Easter season. So if you've been telling people Happy Easter since then, that actually makes a lot of sense, even though it's not Easter Sunday. The Easter season has continued on for 40 days. And during this time, Jesus actually was amongst and visited his apostles for 40 days after his death. He'd appear with them, he ate with them, he celebrated with them, and he continued to teach them his message is. And that leads us to today, which is the Ascension of Jesus. So after 40 days, Jesus then tells his apostles that it's time for him to go to heaven, for him to return to the Father. And that's what we'll hear today. So if we center our hearts and our minds and turn down any TV or any noise that might be distracting you, just listen to the gospel words for today's Mass. And it comes to us from the Gospel of Matthew. The 11 disciples went to Galilee, to the mountain which Jesus had ordered them. When they saw him, they worshipped, but they doubted. Then Jesus approached and said to them, "All power in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always until the end of the age." For this reflection, there's very little I can really add other than to what Jesus said. And that's that line, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations." Jesus calls each and every single one of us to do that exact thing, to go out, to make disciples of all nations, to show our love, the love that we receive from Christ, and share that with other people in our world. That's what it means to be a Christian, to accept Christ's love and also to share it with others. We're called to be that source of good in our world. So many times in our world, if you watch the news, you hear all about the bad things going on, the fighting and the war and the suffering that happens in our world. In this gospel message, Christ is telling us to go and be the good. Go out and be the good that you want to hear about. Bring goodness to other people. Bring love to other people. That's what it means to be a Christian. And, at the last line, he says, "Behold, I am with you always until the end of the age." We don't have to do this by ourselves, right? You don't have to go out and by yourself. That'd be really hard for each and every one of us to go out and do it with only what we have. Instead, we have Christ in us. And we're going to see that not this Sunday, but next Sunday, when Jesus sends us the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit, which is in each and every single one of us, to help guide us in that path, to help us to bring that goodness to others, to show that love to others. We're not doing it alone. Nothing that we ever achieve or anything that we do is by ourselves. Christ is always with us. Holy Spirit is in us to be able to do those things. So I think that's a great message as we end this school year, as we go into summer, and as we await to be together in the fall is to remember that Christ is with you. Scholars, Christ is always with us. Sometimes it might seem like we're alone, that the challenges might be too big, or that we just might be feeling confused. Well, remember to look inside your heart. Remember to know as that the Holy Spirit is there. And don't trust me by it. Listen to the words that Jesus said, "Behold, I am with you always." Jesus is always with us. So remember that as you begin your summer break, as we kind of step away from school together, and just remember that we're called to be that, to share Christ's love to others. So go out and do good, make disciples of other people, show them Christ's love, and remember that you're not doing it by yourself, but remember that Christ is always with you. So scholars, this is a really bittersweet moment, as this is my last virtual assembly video. I just want to say that it's been a joy to create these and share them with you. I wish we were together. It is really sad that I have not seen many of you in 2 months. But again, I'm so impressed by the hard work that you've been doing, by the focus you've had in completing your distance learning. And I know that you're in my prayers each and every single day, and will continue to be my prayers over the summer. And I cannot wait for the day that we are back together and celebrating as a school community, all together in person, maybe still, social distancing, not so close, making sure we're washing our hands and everything. But just cannot wait to be able to be with you again, and to have our morning assemblies, and to give you fist bumps, and to read the Nugus de Saba together each and every day. We've made do in this over the last 2 months with dealing with this coronavirus and social distancing, which has been very important and has kept many people safe, and hopefully continue to keep many people safe. But really just can't wait to be with you again. So scholars, please continue to work hard these last days. I know tomorrow, I know there's still some packets that are out there and you're still completing some work, so get that work done, and then enjoy your summer break. Enjoy some little bit of time off. Continue to read and do math, and find some time to do that, but definitely find that balance. And it will be, before you know it, we'll all be together, and we'll be so there'll be so much joy when we're back together. So scholars, have a great, safe summer. Continue working hard. Be safe and do good. God bless.